Hey friends, it's Hope, and it is the end of the year, which means I, of course, am going to be participating in my top 14 books of 2014 because I want to be cool like everyone else. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, I am going to give Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn an honorable mention. It was the best 4-star book that I read all year, and it was the first really psychological thriller that I have read and quite loved. So honorable mention goes to Sharp Objects. Alright, so coming in at number 14, I have Every Day by David Levington. Now, this book was recommended to me by my friend Jordan, and I believe I did a book review, and if I did, I will surely link that down below. But for those of you who don't know what this is about, it follows our main character, and he does not actually have a physical body. He wakes up every day in somebody else's body, and of course, in the process of this, he makes friendships that only last 24 hours and is with family members 24 hours, but that doesn't stop him from falling in love. Woo! So we follow our main character through his journey of falling in love with this girl, even though he technically does not have a physical body of his own. It's a great book. Y'all should read it. Coming in at number 13, I have Perfect Chemistry by Simone Elkeles. I can never say her last name. Anyways, this book was the perfect definition of do not judge a book by its cover because I thoroughly enjoyed it. All of the angst and romance and the love-hate relationship between the good girl and the bad boy. If you're looking for that type of story, I definitely recommend this book. Coming in at my next spot, my number 12 spot, I have Crash Into You, and this is by Katie McGarry. Kind of goes along with the premise of Perfect Chemistry, where there's always a good girl, bad boy situation, and somehow they cross paths and they fall in love. So yeah, I read a lot of those books this year and I really loved them. Coming in at number 11, I have Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. Now, most of you guys have probably read this book, and if you haven't, you've probably heard about it. But I thought it was absolutely precious, and I could relate to it a lot because I have sisters of my own, and I know how close I am with them, and I've been to college before, so I could really relate to Kath's character and her story and transformation, and finding herself throughout the book just really hit home. It just was precious, and I really loved it. And then coming in at my number 10 spot, I have the Selection Trilogy by Kiera Cass. Now, I should probably say that this number 10 spot actually goes to the Selection and the One because the Elite was kind of poopy pinata for me. I thought it was a filler, and I felt like this book should probably have been a duology instead of a trilogy, but those are just my thoughts. But yeah, I love these two books. I thought they were great. Coming in at my number 9 spot is a new book that I just recently picked up and got obsessed with the series, and that was Obsidian by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Holy alien goodness. Y'all, if you haven't read these books, you need to get your hands on them because they are amazing, and Jennifer L. Armentrout's writing is so lyrical and so fascinating, and you will just get hooked. Y'all will just get hooked. It's great. Hopefully I sold you guys. So yeah, then coming in at my number 8 spot, I have The Infernal Devices by Cassandra Clare. I gave both The Clockwork Angel and Clockwork Prince a 5 out of 5 stars. I thought that they were wonderful, and I almost gave Clockwork Princess a 5 out of 5 stars. I just felt like it dragged on a little too much, but seriously, one of the best endings I have ever read. How Cassandra Clare was the mastermind behind how this was all going to end without us wanting to throw the book out the window is beyond me. She's amazing, and y'all need to pick up these books because they're great. Coming in at my number 7 spot, it is The Knife of Never Letting Go by Patrick Ness. Now this is also a trilogy, and the first book and the third book were probably my favorite. But this trilogy is different from any other books that I've ever read. The writing style is so different. Patrick Ness did a great job with coming up with creative ways to tell this story, and you really fall in love with the loyalty of these characters and everything that they have to go through and just overcoming all these crazy obstacles. And yeah, it's just so good. Coming in at my number 6 spot, it is Sweet Reckoning by Wendy Higgins. This is the last book in the Sweet trilogy, and this trilogy is the perfect good versus evil trilogy. And let me tell you, this last book was written so perfectly. I mean, I cannot say enough about how much I enjoyed it. It just captured all the love and hope and honesty and trust and devotion and just everything good in the world, like in this book. You guys should read it. Good versus evil, yes! Coming in at my number 5 spot, it is the Vampire Academy series by Rochelle Mead. Now, if y'all have watched any of my other videos, you know I absolutely 100% completely adore Rose Hathaway. She is my number 1 go-to female character book girl because she's awesome. And all 6 of these books were great. I did not rate many of them below a 5, and I don't even think I rated any of them below a 4. Coming in at number 4, I have a Divergent by Veronica Roth. I inhaled this book and then recommended it to everyone, even people that I knew that weren't readers. Like my friend Lindsay, I pretty much made her read these books. And while I not so much hated, but just really disliked Allegiant, especially how it ended, I really, really, really did adore Divergent. Alright, so I realized I made a huge mistake. I forgot to put Anna and the French Kiss on my list. What? This cannot happen because this book was absolutely amazing. Any of you guys that have read it know that this is such a beautiful book and the story is completely adorable, and I could probably read this over and over again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break the rules a little bit. And I probably have already done this because I'm including full series in this top 14, but you know, it is what it is. So I'm going to give my number 3 spot to Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. I am also going to give it to Attachments by Rainbow Rowell. I both pretty much equally loved these books, and they are so different. So yes, they both kind of follow a love-ish story, but with Attachments, it is more of an adult setting. So our main characters, they're in their 20s and they have full-time jobs. This is like post-college career, like settle down, have a family type thing, and it's a very unconventional love story, and I absolutely adored it. With Anna and the French Kiss, it's pretty much everything that you would ever want in a YA contemporary book. There's love, there's adventure, there's great characters and conflict and all of that jazz. So yeah, those 2 books, they tie for my number 3 spot. So we're down to the final 2, and I tried not to be predictable, but I could not give these books my top 2 spots. So let's just get to it. Legend by Marie Lu takes my number 2 spot. I could pretty much give it to the whole trilogy because it is amazing, and it is seriously the best trilogy I have ever read. So yes, if you guys are looking for a dystopian read and don't have anything in mind, I definitely recommend these books. I think that they are so great. A+, 100% would recommend this to anyone, even a non-reader. Guys, these characters are amazing. The story is amazing. The world is amazing. Pick up this book. It's wonderful. Coming in at my number 1 spot, the best book that I read in 2014, The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. I could not give it to another book. And the reason was I've read this so many times, listened to the audiobook so many times. I remember during this year, I was so sad some of the days because of just silly life troubles that I won't get into. But sitting down and opening up this book or listening to the audiobook, it just really cheered me up. And so yeah, I don't know, this story was beautiful and sad and just everything that I needed this year. So that is why The Fault in Our Stars by John Green gets my #1 spot. Alright friends, well that is it for my top 14 books for 2014. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me this year. I love you guys all so much. Leave me a comment down below what your favorite book was. I'm sure I will see you soon. Bye.